Hello my dear friends, today we are discussing that fact Adivasi struggles from your chapters Pattern of the Social Inequality and Extremism. Why it was created struggles by Hunda, who was the leader of the Adivasi struggles, and what were the reasons behind of it. When the tribes have seen the implementation of the schedules of the SC and ST provisions, then he raised their voices for the movements, for the uprising CEO status in the society. So the scheduled tribes and the socials reorganized by the Indian constitutions, as especially it is also marked by the powerlessness and the social signal. So the Adivasis also belong to the poverty. They belong to poverty. They were not achieve the participation as other classes. It means they are powerlessness. So the Jan and the tribes were associated, they were linked to the people. Those who are living in the forest, that is known as the Jan or the tribes. They are distinctive inhabitants in the hills and the forest also areas which are shaped their economy and social and political attributes. They live in the forest. So they depend upon their livelihoods only for the forest product. The government's agents participated and not given the opportunities, the equal status in the society to the Adivasi. This was the reasons the movements has been created. The movements of the non-tribes to tribals, forced to tribals to migrate for the plantation. They were showing that the government is also running up programs to cut down the forest for the developments of their industry and establish their industry and developments of the urbanization concept. And mines are also under this constructions coming. So the factories and the other places for the employment, they were appreciated those peoples belonging to this society, other classes besides of the tribal classes. So, which was worse their situations, because most of the people achieved a lot of opportunities for building developments, but not achieved by the Adivasi struggles, not achieved by the Adivasi. So, due to these struggles, they want to achieving similar to status in the society. Denies access to the forest for the cultivation. They refuse to the governments, you cannot cut down the forest, you cannot cultivate this forest because it was the own property, it was my property. And Adivasis were forced to the either use of the forest illegally, it can be harassed and prosecuted of the encroached. That is thieves or the migrated in search of waste labor. Most of the people suffering from these conditions, situations, they were migrated from one place to the another place due to the pressure of the governments. The government's monopoly over forest. They continues after independence, which was accelerated exploitation of the forest. Governments want to use the timber woods and to cut down the forest and want to establish infrastructures has been set up. The industries and the coal mines has been also created for the resourcing of developments of the country. So it was dredged out, it was dug out the mines which is based on the principles of governments. So due to the pressures of the Adivasi has been left from their native place and migrate to other place. So the sum of the inhabitants, some of the terms it is also denoted, they were the forest dwellers. They liked to the alone, isolated and their occupations. They wanted to live in the forest and connect to the forest. So they secured the forest and opposed to the government's policies, opposed to the governments to cut down the trees. They were hunters, gatherers, collectors and shifting cultivators. During the colonial rule, it was vast exploitative period. On those days, forests were cleared for collecting timbers, setting up the roads, railways, tracks. That was the crucial issues to cut down the tree, cut down the forest, because the disturbing of the inhabitants of their tribal communities, those who are living in the forest. Some tribals who were dependents to the forest lost their livelihood. Some of them became thieves and stole timbers and poached animals. So this was the reason. So that due to the contradictions have been created struggles at the movement. After the movements they achieved some of the status in the society. So the policy has been capital intensive industrializations. It was adopted by the Indian government's required minerals resources and the power generation capacitance, which were associated and the concentrated of the Adivasis areas, because the governments want to set up their electric power generations machines in that particular regions where the tribes are living. So Adivasi lands were rapidly acquired for new mining, dams projects and for which millions of the Adivasi were displaced without any appropriate reasons and compensation of the rehabilitation. It is also known as the internal colonialism, such as we are knowing one of the projects, Sardar Sarovar Dam on the river of Narmada. That is the project which is run by the government's Narmada. Where it is situated, Polavaram dams on the river Godavari. First is Sardar Sarovar Dam, second is Polavaram. Which is set up on Godavari river. Which is situated in the Andhra Pradesh, will displace thousands of the Adivasis, driving them to greater destinations. Destitutions has been displaced, that has been thousands of the Adivasis went on. So the economic liberalism policies has been adopted by the Indian governments, make it easier for the corporate firms acquire large areas or the lands by the displacing Adivasis. Here the concept LPG, liberalizations, privatizations and the globalizations. That is the terms governments issues the policies and remove all the taxes or the tariff. So the private companies has been set up theirs. They prepared their projects in a short time of period. In post-independence, the India was most significant achievements of the Adivasis movement include the attainments of the statehoods for Jharkhand and the Chhattisgarh. Now we are taking one example of the Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh. There were two states most contradicted, most depressive of the Adivasi societies. Others went to the nearby cities. If I am saying about the Adivasis, then most of the peoples they were replaced and moved toward the cities and set up there. Ants become a laborers working for unlimited hours for their livelihood. Ants their exclusive areas have been partially excluded by them and achieved by the governments. After the independence, what were the situations? So I have mentioned that is also called the internal colonialism. Next topics, now I am just describing in front of you. Struggle for women's equality and rights. So, because of this biological and the physical differences between men and women, gender inequality is often treated as natural. In our society, we are seeing a lot of occurrence, lot of evidences which are showing us that the differentiation between men and women due to the partial genders. If we are saying the biological or the physical differences, that is also said. Scholars have been shown the inequality between the women are social rather than natural. For the example, there are no biological reasons that can be explained by few women. They are found in the position at the public powers. Here one of the examples of the government's Pratibha Devi Singh Patil. She was one of the most eminent personality of this country. Here no contradictions, no struggles because she achieves a higher status, higher positions in this country. If women are biologically unfit or inherited, that the head of the families, how did matrilineal society works for? One of the examples, Nayars of the Kerala. Nayars of Kerala used to be as the Khasis of the Meghalaya still are, work for centuries. Khasi. Meghalaya. Two communities, they were struggling for the women's equality and the rights. Gender is thus also a form of the social inequality. That is exclusion like caste and the class. The women's questions arose in the modern India, that is the part of 19th century. It was the middle and social classes that across in the modern India, so the middle classes have gone to reforms and start the movements. They are often termed as the middle class, emerging Western educated Indian middle class. They were often inspired by the democratic ideal of the modern West and by the deep prides of their own democratic traditions of the past. Most of the women, they were appreciated by the West. When they saw in the West country have given similar status without any study points on the basis of genders, on the basis of the biologicals, on the basis of the physical. So the M.G. Ranade led a widow remarriage. Widow remarriage system. M.G. Ranade started the movements for the reformations of the remarriage of widow. Then it is the idea of modern West. Then it is idea of Bombay Presidency. So the Raja Ram Mohan Rai also worked on the campaign against the sati. He was a social reformer. He started the movements against the sati system, which are emerging, which are running in this country. It was a crucial situation in those days. Most of the peoples, they work for the social reforming of the widow remarriage and the rights those who are not achieving by the women, so they started movements. Another analogy of the religions, these three sermons of the human nature. At the same time, M.G. Ranade writing inlines the text of the Hindu law on the lawfulness of the remarriage of the widow and Vedic authority of the widow marriage. He has entitled one text, the Hindu law, that it is also based on your values. But it is the lawfulness. Why the remarriage of the widow is not lawfulness? So that it is correlating to the Vedic authorities for the widow marriage. So just explained by the Shastri sanctions for the remarriage of the widow. Jyotiba Phule he founded a society named Satya Sudra Samaj. For beings, those peoples are belonging to the suppressio in the society, those people are belonging to the untouchables in the society. So they want to reform that peoples. You come to join this society. Here your rights safe. Jutwa police social समाज meanings the seeking society. Attacks on the caste and gender operations. Sayyid Ahmad Khan, he was a well-educated Muslim. He wanted to Muslim women to be educated as they were suppressed. Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan, that is the full name of him. According to him, the Parda systems was most of the probably running over here in the Muslim society. So the women cannot achieve higher educations. That was also contradicted. That was also evil. So he removes these facts and amends that the Muslim women can achieve higher education. Learn about housekeepers, they will become houseworkers. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, he concentrated on the widow remarriage. He opposed the way of the widow as well as the treated because they burnt with their husbands when she was alive and their husbands were dead. That was the system of the sati. So he wants to reform the systems. Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar also wants to reform the systems of the sati. He encouraged the men to marry the widow and arrange community also marriage. Women reformers, some of the women's reformers are also mentioning here. Tarabhai Shinde. First is Tarabhai Shinde. Second is Begum Ruqayya Shakwati Hussain. But what the Tarabhai Shinde says, she reads a book called Street Purush Tulna. And Begum Ruqayya Shakti Hussain's Sultan's Dream. Also convincing that particular fact which is mentioned by Begum Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain's Sultan's Dream. In their text, in their books, what she mentions, Tarabhai Shinde written a book which is named Street Purush Tulna. Stri Purush Tulna, where the comparison between men and the women, not a street. In 1882, when he was mentions 1882, she spoke about how men treated women. She was suppressed. Women race were given a very low status in the society because men have got higher status in the society which women cannot. Why this reason? So there was prevalence of the polygamy, so men would marry women. Begum Ruqayya Shekhawat Hussain wrote an interesting story, Sultana's Dreams, when she returns 1915. 1915, she has written a book which is named Sultana's Dreams. What was the dreams? Where the was role of reversal men and women's magical words. The men usually works, stays there and cooked and did all the household work, women's would work. Job go in the rockets. In reality, it was rural for the men to do household work, not for a urbanization concept. Men should help women and let them to go out sometimes. So that was the aspects which is given by two social reformers of the women. They were given a lot of comments to reform the men and women's status comparisons, because the men can achieve, women cannot. Why these reasons show the implements. So these are two women have appreciated the women's status in the society. Thank you everyone. Have a good day.